It's playoff time in Oklahoma City, and InsideThunder.com presents the Thunder Game Report, powered by Wheeler Whitlock Insurance Agency, giving you the best value for your insurance dollar.
I'm Randy Renner for InsideThunder.com at Chesapeake Energy Arena. The Oklahoma City Thunder came out and did exactly what they had to do tonight. They handed it to the San Antonio Spurs, winning 106-97. The Thunder, though, led by as many as 20 points in the fourth quarter. They used a 14-2 run from the end of the third through the beginning of the fourth to stretch a 5-point lead out to considerably more than that and stifle any idea that the Spurs might have had of getting back into this ball game tonight. Serge Ibaka, a dramatic return. He looked pretty much like his old self. Had 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 block shots, although he at times was limping around, had to leave the game several times, but Ibaka showed the heart of a lion in being able to play at all tonight. Reggie Jackson also inserted into the starting lineup by head coach Scott Brooks. He also had 15 points and provided the Thunder offense, which had been sputtering around in San Antonio, with some needed sparks. The Thunder defense also looked good tonight, holding the Spurs to less than 40% shooting. They hadn't shot less than 50% in any of the 2 games so far in this series. The Thunder have beaten San Antonio now for 8 straight games here in Oklahoma City. A lot of reaction from the podium tonight. Let's see what everybody had to say.
I liked how, as the game went on, I liked how our defense got better as the game went on. We were active. Did a good job of helping for one another. Our bigs did a great job of protecting the paint, protecting the basket. That's what they do. They've done that all year. Obviously, Serge came in and gave us a big lift, not only on the defensive end but the offensive end. And then as our offense was really good in the first half, and then I thought our defense really did a good job in that second half of really keeping them from getting easy buckets.
Coach, Michael Kenny, Norman transcript. You go from losing by 35 to win by 19. Can one person really have that big of an impact?
You didn't watch the last 3 minutes of the game?
Yes.
Serge is a great player. He's been a big part of our success. We've won a lot of games and won a lot of series with him. And, we obviously missed him the last 2 games, but that's part of sport. You have to deal with the injuries, and we're disappointed we didn't play better. We're a prideful group of guys, and we bounced back tonight. We always talk about that bounce back ability, and we had that tonight.
Bob Barry, K for Oklahoma City, the NBC and Sports Animal. Coach, did you, their combined foursome of Leonard, Green, Parker, and Diaw, 14 of 46. Was your defense closing out on the shooters a lot better, besides Ginobili, obviously, in the first half?
Well, to hold this team under 40% that's a tough challenge, but we did it tonight. We played great defense. We did it one game. We got to come back and do the same thing in a couple of nights. It's not easy to do. They have a good point guard. They have good bigs. They have good shooters, but you have to be able to have multiple effort. Every possession, we talk about that. It's just not coach talk. It's real talk, and we have to be able to do that all the time. And this is what they. If you want to beat them, you have to have that maximum effort for 48 minutes.
Scott, Katie and Russ both said that they felt like they needed to be better. They both were tonight. But what did you like most out of what you got out of them?
Just their ability to continue to lead us. What they do on the practice floor, in the locker room, in the huddles is growing day by day, year by year. They've done a good job of leading us, and they're great players. They're great players, and they're going to be great players for a lot of years. But the thing that I love their improvement over the years is their leadership. They have to continue to empower and continue to make their teammates better, and that's what the great ones do. And I thought they did a great job with that tonight.
Nick Gallo, ThunderDive.com. Coach, Jeremy seemed to impact the game some with his length and shooting. What does it say about a young guy to be able to stay ready, even when he hadn't played, and his preparedness?
He has to. All of our guys. You have 13 active players. They have to be ready. You never know when you get your A number called. You have to be ready. I thought he did a good job in his minutes. Made a couple of buckets defensively. It's still, he has to continue to stay focused and lock in on his man, but I thought his activity was good as the game went on, as he played. But he can make shots for us. He just has to continue to be ready.
Hey, Coach. Andrew Gilman, Fox Southwest. In Game 2, some of the guys sort of lost their cool, lost their way a little bit. How did you get that back in Game 3? And is that something you talked about? Was that out of character? What was different in Game 3 as far as the composure goes?
We're an emotional group. It's an emotional game. You get frustrated when you get your butt kicked, and if you don't, you don't have a team that's good. You want that. I'm not saying that we should have a bunch of technicals, but you should show that emotion and that passion when you're down. It's not a good feeling. And I love the fact that we came back and we played a better game. I thought Reggie did a good job of getting in the paint and attacking some of their weak side defenders, and that's what we have to continue to do. We played a good basketball game tonight, and we have to do it again Tuesday night.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoma. Scott, your perimeter defense on their guards was really good, especially Green and Parker. Ginobili got loose a bunch. Was part of that he just got hot and was throwing in anything he put up, and you really can't be upset about that?
I thought we closed out on Boris 4 times. We made mistakes on his closeout, and he led to 4 passes to Ginobili for his threes, and 2 of them we closed down in the corner and in the wing. That you couldn't do anything other than what we did. He made 2 incredible shots. That's what he does. He's a special player. No matter how old he is a special basketball player. He's a winner and he's competitive. And sometimes when you don't think that his shot is going to go in, but he wills it in. But we have to do a better job of closing out to all their shooters. They have a team full of 40% shooters.
Yeah, Scott, John Hoover, the Tulsa World. You say we're an emotional group. It's an emotional game. You get frustrated when you get your butt kicked. You made wholesale changes to the lineup tonight, the starting lineup, and the guys coming in off the bench. Can you maybe describe maybe how frustrated you were by how things had gone the first 2 games and why you needed to make that kind of change?
Well, I knew that we were a better team than losing by 30 or 30. What was that, Michael? 35, 33, 30s. That's not us. I mean, I don't. Other than it was us that night, we're a much better team than that. I have a lot of respect for San Antonio, but they're not that much better than us. And we knew that. We wanted to play a better basketball game. I thought the guys were prepared. The guys I threw in there, Serge obviously gave us an emotional and a playing boost. He's a good player. He helps our offense. He spreads the floor. You have to be able to guard his jump shot, and he does a good job of rolling and catching around the basket. And defensively, he blocks and he alters shots.
Anthony Slater, Oklahoman. What do you think of Reggie's initial kind of role in the starting lineup alongside Russell Westbrook, and will he remain in the starting lineup?
Well, I like that he did a good job on Green. The first play in front of our bench, he got pushed off and he got some separation. He hit the 3 on the right wing. I thought that was his only mistake on Green. He has to continue to lock in on the defensive end. We can't give this team open shots, and if you're going to do that, they're going to make 40%. It's not a game. It's a season they've done it. And we can't give them open shots, and I thought Reggie was good. Offensively, he's been a very good improving player over the last 3 years of his offensive game. He makes threes. He's over 40% in the playoffs, 42, and then he makes shots around the basket, and that's what he did tonight. What's that? Is he going to remain? What do you think?
Scott, when in this whole process, when did you know what you might get from Serge?
Well, I saw his workout yesterday. I knew that he was going to do what he does. He's a very good basketball player. And he's improving. Once they cleared him this morning, I knew that we were going to get a good effort. I knew we were going to get a total commitment every possession, and that's what he does. He's a focused basketball player. He's intense. He's passionate. And he cares, and he loves playing with his group of guys that he plays with. And he protects them off their mistakes. But our guys do a good job protecting him too. But he made shots tonight. He's a shot maker. He doesn't need the ball for a long period of time. He just needs it for a second, and he gets that shot off.
Kevin, to start, could you talk about the lineup change and if that relieve some pressure off you and Russ to score the ball, and then just the intensity of the team overall in tonight's win?
It was definitely helped having the lineup change. Having Serge back is a plus, and then having another attacker on the floor and Reggie, somebody that can create for everybody and also create for himself. It was good, and but I think the biggest thing that changed was our intensity on the defensive end. We still turned the ball over more than we should have, but I think we always had great intentions, and we moved the ball, from side to side tonight.
Russell, Michael Kenny, Norman transcript. Can you just talk about the impact that Serge had tonight and what he was able to do, especially on the defensive side?
He's done, what he's been doing for us all season. Came out with a great mindset defensively, altered some shots, blocked some shots, and he makes you think about going in there twice. He makes you think twice about going in there, and you seen that tonight.
Hey, to both you guys, you both said going into this game that you needed to play better. Can each of you talk about the other and what you liked most about what Kevin brought, and Kevin, what Russ brought tonight?
Well, I just like Kevin defensive mindset. I thought he was great, just locked in on whoever he was guarding, and he was focused on that, and obviously he can score with the best of them, and he stayed aggressive all night long for us.
Yeah, I think, I love Russ's intensity on the basketball defensively, and, wreaking havoc with his athleticism and strength on the defensive end, and play with such poise and resiliency after, start struggling, shooting the basketball early, but stuck with it and hit some huge shots for us, and attacked all night, but made the right basketball play.
Russell, what was the key to you guys doing a better job with Parker tonight?
Just putting pressure on him. We just did a better job of just, staying with him, not giving him much space. I know he likes a lot of space and likes a lot of free movement, and my job was to stay with him all night long and, try to make him feel, my body, my size, and, make him do some tough shots.
KD, when you're out there watching Serge, he's limping around after he blocks Danny Green, and he's waving off the bench. What does that do for you guys emotionally to see him clearly fighting through pain, just to put it on out there?
Well, when you talk about a teammate, that's everything you want your teammate to embody, as a guy who gives himself up for the team, give his body up for the team. No matter how this game would have went tonight, I gained so much more respect for Serge for laying it all on the line for us, putting his body out there and sacrificing his health, for the betterment of the team. Glad we won the basketball game, but if no matter what would happen tonight, that's something you want to have beside you every single day.
Tom Nelson, CTV Sports in Enid, with Serge being out for a few games, a few days, and practicing with you just for the last day or so. Could you see how he played tonight? Could you see that coming? Was he that excited about getting out there and playing tonight and jumping out the way he did?
I think Serge has put so much work in throughout the season, and him missing a few days didn't hurt him much. He did a great job of coming in every day and doing what he needs to do and taking care of his body. We have an amazing staff, training staff here. They did a great job with him, and keeping him confident, make sure he stayed in the weight room, doing different things and to keep his mind right. And tonight, it just kind of transferred right over, and he just kind of jumped back into where he was.
Barry Trammell with the Oklahoman. Russell, can you talk about Reggie in the starting lineup, the difference he makes and what he does when he's out there with you? I think it's the first time ever you two started together.
He did a great job of just attacking, man. It gives me opportunity to play off the ball a little bit, move around, just find a way to help our team win. Reggie did a great job of just, playing the game, being aggressive, finding guys, rebounding, and, just being Reggie.
As Scott Brooks said, it's only one game, only one win. The Thunder have to come back out and do this again on Tuesday night to even this series back up as they head down to San Antonio. But there is hope now in Oklahoma City after a dominating win from the Thunder to set things a little more closer to being right with the Spurs. 2-1 now, the series count. The Thunder will be back to practice on Monday, and we'll update you right here on InsideThunder.com.